So welcome back to Gerard Black in the Philippines, part two. So I said I'll do it without you. So I stopped going to meetings. I decided I'll white knuckle. I got a whole year under my belt. I can do this on my own. And what happened was that, I'm a photographer, so I got a job as a baby photographer. So I would go to homes and they set up appointments, and I had to go to home and take pictures of babies. Very cruel business, how you treat babies to take the picture. So anyway, uh, uh, $10 a stop, and I usually do about 10 stops. So I was making like $100 a day. So what happened was that I was driving with one of the owners. The owner's son was driving me home, and he was talking about how, hey, he was driving to my car. So he was talking about how he was with this girl the night before, and they were moving too fast. And I'm not there. I'm saying, oh yeah, well, hey, like that. And so he dropped me off at my car. So I'm going home, and it was raining. So I see this girl walking in the rain. I said, hey, you want to ride? She said, yeah, I'll take a ride. So she got in the car, and I drove her to the place where she wanted to. She said, only gonna be a minute. Why don't you come inside? I said, okay, I'll come inside. So I'm standing inside and whatever, and she has the tool, and she's, doing what she does, and I'm standing there, and then she says, "Do you want some? Do you want some?" And I said, "Yeah, okay." And I took a hit. I didn't want to open my eyes because I know everybody in Narcotic Anonymous was there, and they were going to say, "You see, we told you, you can't stop going to meetings." And wow, I was off to the races. I learned that day that I condemned a whole organizations of millions on the actions of just a few, and I was off again. So anyway, I ended up going on probation, and Anita, who was Dinah's mother, when I was there, she let me put a dark room up in the basement. She loved me. I stayed in her house. Whenever I came to Oregon, I sleep in her house. And it was beautiful. I mean, we had breakfast, we talked, like this or whatever. And uh, when I left Oregon, um, and I ended up in New York, and to make a long story short, I ended up coming back to Oregon after all my legal mess was over with. By this time, Anita had passed away. And so I drove to Oregon um, in the wintertime, and the weather was real bad. I had contacted Diana's sister, Paula, and told her I was coming. She said, yeah, I can stay at her house. Diana had four sisters, Elena, Paula, Kip, and Diana, and said I could stay at her house. I said, okay, good. When I got to Oregon, and I called and called and called, nobody would pick up the phone. That's wintertime, snow on the ground. I'm in my car, no place to go. And, you know, this girl who I met on the internet, was someone who gave me refuge until Pam, Manasseh, Sunshine Daydream got together and I went to her house. So I was very upset that Diana's family turned their back on me after all I've done for her and her family. Her sister used to tell her, why are you so hard on Gerard? He's done everything for you. He gives you anything you want, Diana. Stop complaining, you know. And um, when my youngest daughter found out, I think I told you so before, she hopped the plane and flew to Oregon and met with me. Because up until then, I was staying in the garage, sleeping in the garage of a VA building, you know. So they had a meeting. Diana, my two daughters had a meeting. And the meeting was if she should see me. And Gianna, who's my oldest, said no, don't see him. And she wouldn't meet with me. I guess the whole thing what I'm trying to say is that That whole Oregon family turned their back on me after all I've done for them. And you got to understand why with my daughters, I make sure that they came to New York every other summer. I mean, every summer, every other Christmas, either through my help or my family's help, they came to this where they know the black side of the family. Because Oregon was lily white all the time, pretty much. I mean, one of my comments is, Gerard, what's a black man doing in Oregon? And so, but it was important to me that they knew their black roots. And now that I'm having a child, and I said it to them, specifically to the sisters, to let them know that John is about ready to have a brother and sister like this. And I'm hurt because not neither ass said congratulations, Gerard, or good for you, Gerard, or acknowledge receiving the video or anything, or have anything to do with me. And it hurts me to my heart because why? Why? I've done nothing to you. I've done nothing to you. I gave your sister what she wanted. She wanted to be a hoe. I turned her into a hoe, but I also turned her into a housewife. So don't say it can't be done. So she ended up having a marvelous life because of me. Now Paul is married to a brother, and they know him as Sylvester. If you Google him, you see he's part of the music scene, the music festival. Norman Sylvester, you see him. He's a kind of like a New Orleans. They call it the Pacific Northwest Sound, and he's kind of like one of the leading cats for it. But I can't believe it. I can't believe that no one from Oregon or from my daughter's family would even acknowledge the fact that I'm having a child. And it hurts me. It hurts me not to make feel that they have totally erased me out of their life. Now, why am I having a child? Why do I want to have a child again? For that very reason. Because you know why? Because I want to have the chance for once in my life to have unconditional love. That's what I want. I want unconditional love. And unconditional love is the love that you can only get from a child. You know. So I want a chance to have another human being that loves me regardless, you know, or or not judge me, you know, or not hate me based on the things that have been told to you, have been lied to you, you know. I want unconditional love. I want someone I can look in their face and know that they love me unconditionally. So again, I want to thank each and every one of you who are happy for me, who tell me, Gerard, 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 Gerard. I hope you know what you're doing. Yeah, yeah. I know what I'm doing. For however long it lasts, forever how long I have it, I'm going to have unconditional love in my life at least once. This is Gerard, Black in the Philippines, with the truth. Dreams are nothing more than plans awaiting action. Oh my God. All my plans and dreams are coming true. Never disrespect the elder, always pull someone up. And sometimes, you're the only one to see their vision. And the best revenge in life is to live good. I'm living good today. I hope you are too. And if you're lucky enough to have a woman like Ollie Woodson formerly singing a Temptation Wood song, treat her like a lady. And ladies, if you're lucky enough to have a good man like me, make them feel like they can. Never say no. I will always love you more. And remember, may you live to be 100 and me 100 minus a day. So I'll never know that nice people like you have gone away. That's from Frankie Crocker, DJ and WBLS. Oh, here's your moment of zen. I'll talk to you later.